My hands were shaking as I stared at the 2 pink lines that appeared on the pregnancy test. Sitting on the cold bathroom floor of my apartment, I felt a mix of emotions ranging from ecstasy to absolute panic. At 27, I hadn't planned on being a mother yet, especially considering that Peter and I had only been together for 8 months. I needed a moment to process everything, to organize my thoughts, and most importantly, to plan how I would break the news to Peter. He had been traveling for work for 2 weeks and would return in 3 days. I decided I would tell him in person. He deserved to know first, looking into my eyes. Unfortunately, there was another complicating factor in this equation: my mother, Sandra. Since I moved into my own apartment 2 years ago, my mother had developed a peculiar habit of showing up unannounced. She had a copy of my key, which she obtained through emotional manipulation, saying she needed it for emergencies, and frequently invaded my space with the excuse of being worried or just wanting to help. The morning after the test, I was getting ready for work when I heard the front door open. Before I could hide the pregnancy test that was still on the bathroom sink, I heard her heels clicking on the hallway floor. "Marina? Darling, I brought that carrot cake you love." My heart raced. I ran to the bathroom, but it was too late. She was already there, holding the test in her hands, with a smile that sent chills down my spine. "My daughter, why didn't you tell me immediately? I'm going to be a grandmother." Her words sounded more like an accusation than a celebration. I tried to explain that I had just found out, that I needed time, that I wanted to tell Peter first. But she was already on her phone, taking pictures of the test. "Mom, please don't do this. I'm begging you. Peter doesn't even know yet." "Don't be silly, Marina. The family has the right to know. Besides, the sooner we announce it, the more people can participate in this special moment." Before I could stop her, she had already posted on Facebook and Instagram. The caption read, "Big news. My Princess Marina is giving me my first grandchild. Can't wait to be the most doting grandmother in the world. Doting grandma, Chachka baby on the way. My daughter, my princess." Notifications started exploding on my phone. Congratulatory messages, missed calls, people tagging Peter in the posts. My world crumbled in a matter of minutes. I tried calling him, but it went straight to voicemail. The time difference and his packed meeting schedule made everything even worse. I sat on the couch in shock while my mother prattled on about nursery colors and gender reveal parties. She didn't even notice the tears streaming down my face. "Marina, why are you crying? You should be happy. I know, it's the pregnancy hormones. I'm going to post about you having your first symptoms." Finally, at 11 p.m. that same day, my phone rang. It was Peter. My heart felt like it was going to burst out of my chest. "Marina, is it true? You're pregnant? And I had to find out through your mother's Facebook?" His voice was heavy with hurt and confusion. I tried to explain between sobs how everything had happened, how my mother had invaded my privacy once again, how she had stolen this moment from us. "I swear, Peter, I found out last night. I wanted to tell you in person when you got back. I wanted it to be special." After the conversation with Peter, who fortunately managed to understand the situation after a long explanation, I realized I needed to do something I should have done long ago: establish clear boundaries with my mother. The next day, I asked her to meet me at a cafe. She arrived beaming, fiddling with her phone, probably planning more posts about her journey as a grandmother. "Mom, we need to talk about what happened yesterday." "Oh, honey, don't thank me. I already have over 1,000 likes on the post. Everyone is so happy for us." "No, Mom. I'm not here to thank you. I'm here to tell you that you crossed every possible boundary. You stole one of the most important moments of our lives from me and Peter." For the first time, I saw my mother's smile falter. I continued, "Throughout my entire life, you've controlled every aspect you could. My clothes, my friends, my decisions. But this ends today. This baby is my child, my family with Peter. It's not an extension of your social media profile. How can you be so ungrateful? Everything I do is out of love. Don't you understand that you need me? That this baby needs me? No, Mom. What I need is respect, privacy, to be able to live my own life and make my own decisions. The following weeks were difficult. My mother alternated between completely ignoring me and bombarding me with manipulative messages. But for the first time in my life, I stood firm. I changed the apartment locks and established clear rules about visits and social media posts. Peter returned from his trip, and we finally had our moment, delayed, but still special, to share the joy of pregnancy in our own way. We had an intimate dinner, took our own photos, and decided together how and when we would share the news with the rest of the world. Today, 6 months later, my belly grows along with my inner strength. My mother and I are still working on our relationship, now with the help of a family therapist. It's a slow process, but a necessary one. I learned that true love isn't control. It isn't forced exposure. It isn't stealing precious moments from others for personal satisfaction. True love is respect, knowing how to give space, understanding that each person has the right to write their own story. When my daughter is born, yes, we discovered it's a girl. I promise her it will be different. She will have the right to be her own person, to have her own voice, to make her own choices. Because being a mother isn't about owning someone's life. It's about being the guardian of a unique being who deserves all the respect and love in the world. And as for my mother, well, she's still learning that sometimes less is more, that not everything needs to be shared on social media, and that life's most precious moments are those lived genuinely, not through the lens of a phone.